You've been surrounded by worries. You've been trying to start focusing and start living, but never worked for you. Worry is like a big waste of time. It never solves any problem. Problem will be solved only by rational thoughts and decisive actions. Irma Bombach once said, worries is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but never takes you anywhere. If you want to understand the tips on how to conquer worries from the book How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie, watch this video till the end. A century ago, Dale Carnegie was conducting public speaking courses in New York City, and he was observing during his courses that his students struggling with unproductive worries. After learning anti-worries technique from people like Henry Ford and World War Admiral Ernest King, Dale Carnegie used his classes as a laboratory. For 5 years, his students was testing his anti-worries technique and reporting their effectiveness. Dale Carnegie once said, I have been listening to talks on how to conquer worries more than anybody that have been walking on this earth. And there is a lot of ways of dealing with, or there is a lot of remedies on how to conquer worries. But Dale Carnegie found 3 of the techniques that are particularly more effective than the others. First one of them will eliminate 90% of the worries, and the second one of them will eliminate the rest of the 10%, and the third one of them will prevent worries from creeping back to your life. Remedy number 1, analyze your fear. In 1942, there was an American called Golden Litchfield who was managing an insurance company in Shanghai. When a Japanese admiral walked into his office and demanded at gunpoint to liquidate the assets of the company and to send them to the Japanese empire who just invaded China at that moment of time. And Litchfield have done what he was told to do somehow, but he did not send 650,000 of lots of securities that belongs to the branch of his company on Hong Kong. And after that, when the Japanese admiral discovered what he had done, Litchfield get paralyzed with fear. Litchfield defies the Japanese army, and he was worried that he will be thrown to the bridge house by the other day. So after one day, he collected himself and did what he used always to do. He went to his typewriter and wrote 2 questions. What am I worried about, and what I will do about it? So for the first question he wrote, I'm worried that I will be thrown to the bridge house tomorrow morning. He expressed his worries about that. So he wrote 4 options for the second questions, which is what I can do about my worries. So the first option he wrote, I could explain it to the Japanese admiral, but he was worried that he doesn't know English and he might throw him to the bridge house because of that. And the second option he wrote, I could run away, but there is a high chance they would track me down and lock me to the bridge house. And on the third option he said, well, I might hide at home and probably they will not notice me, but I'm worried that the Japanese admiral will get suspicious and track me down and send me to the bridge house. And then the fourth option he wrote, go to the office as if nothing happened and hope that the Japanese admiral have more worries or bigger things to worry about than my thing. So Litchfield wrote his worries and possible course of actions on a piece of paper, and by looking into that paper, it was more clear for him, it was more easy for him to take a decision of what he should do. And as per Litchfield on the book, he said that once he write his worries and course of actions on a piece of paper, that would reduce 50% of his worries, and that came from his experience. And once he carry out the decision, or he carry out that decision, another 40% of the worries will go away. So it was easier for him to think about what he should do. So he have chosen the fourth option and decided to actually go back to the office and act as if like nothing happened. So he went back to the office, and a Japanese admiral came back to the office, and he was looking at him. He glanced at him in a furious way, as he always did, but after that nothing happened. 6 months later, Japanese admiral left Shanghai and went back to Japan, and since then they never seen each other. Next time when you get worried, take a piece of paper and write these two questions. What am I worried about, and what I can do about it? At the beginning, express on good details your worries on that paper, and then write three course of actions, or three of possible course of action that you can do to solve the problem you are in, and then choose the best option of the actions you wrote that will bring the better or the best outcome. And to get out of the last 10% of your worries, emulate Will's career. Will's career was the first one who invented electrical conditioning, and he worked in his company, the carrier company. So at the beginning of his career, he was an engineer installing equipment on a gas planet. Once he lost one of the projects, he was overconsumed with fear because of the failure of that project, and he thought that he will lose his job and he will lose his reputation. What he did to get rid of his worries, he imagined the worst case scenario. He imagined when he loses his job and he loses his reputation because of that failure, and he found that he's still alive, and if he would work hard, he will get a new job and he will get back to the seat. So only by imagining how he would live with the case scenario, he get rid of his worries. His worries disappeared, so he might think clearly again. And because of that, he thought about adding extra equipment to the project might bring the result that the clients wanted. After that, the company situation changed from losing $20,000 to a profit of $15,000. Carriers said that the worst feature of worries that makes you lose the concentration, and because worries will make you think here and there and everywhere, which make you lose the power of decisions. When we force ourselves to face the worst possible outcome and accept it mentally, that will eliminate the vague imagining that we have and will put us in a position where we can take good decisions. To prevent worries from creeping back to your life, you need to live tight the compartment. In 1900, there was a vessel designed on a way. If one side of it will be floated, there will be they will seal it with sealing iron with water sealed iron doors that will prevent the ship from sinking. You can act like a captain of that vessels on your daily compartment by as if you will press the bottom of that drawn doors to seal your daily compartment from the worries of tomorrow and the fears of yesterday. If you want more of self-growth motivational videos, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell button below. And if you like this video, hit the like button below, so YouTube algorithm is going to take this video for more interested audience. And thank you all for watching.